See, you think you slick. You think you slick. But I peep your game. Why? Because I done some of that goofy stuff that y'all be doing too. Okay, let's come on in, come on in, come on in. Grab a chair. Let's just have a quick little conversation about why you need to delete that man's number or that woman's number out your phone. All traces of it. And we finna get into it. So, once upon a time, I was what I believe to be in love, right? And I dealt with a young man for the better part of 3 years, right? And I was in such a low place, such a broken place. No way that the woman that I am today, he wouldn't stand a chance. I'd eat him alive. Something in me should have deaded that whole entire situation probably within the first 2. He shouldn't have made it out of the first month. He shouldn't even have made it a smooth 4 weeks talking to me. But me being me, thinking that, something in me could fix that man, something in me tended, people who I felt like I needed to fix, people who I felt like I could heal, people who I could love whole. I know, right? That's crazy. Today, that sounds insane. So yes, that man should have made it out of the first month of us talking. And somehow we would go through this little cycle, this whole breadcrumbing cycle. I would threaten him, block him, go months without talking to him, do my thug thizzle, mind my business. And then somehow, some kind of way, he would come back. And I was just like, this man loves me. This man just loves me. Girl, no, he don't. Boy, no, she don't. Just because they come back don't mean they love you. Sometimes they come back to finish you off. Sometimes they're coming back to see if you're still goofy. Sometimes they're coming back to see if you got boundaries. Sometimes they're trying to put out little feelers to see if they can still keep you in their back pocket until what they currently have is not working. And then they can just circle back and spin the block because you gon' let them. That's why they keep coming back. That ain't no happily ever after. I refuse to believe that. I refuse to believe that that's part of my happily ever after. So, it didn't really serve me any purpose to delete his number or to block him because, I found myself checking my block messages, my block voicemails, because on iPhone, you can check your block voicemails, right? And every now and then, the unhealed version of me found myself looking in those block voicemails to see if that man still missed me because I got a kick out of that man still missing me because I low-key wanted him, but I wanted him to beg. I just wanted to make him hurt. And it was toxic. See? Toxic. And then after a while, obviously, I'm like, man, I ain't worried about him. Man, I ain't worried about him. Until he was sick his bloodhound on me. His brother. He sick his bloodhound on me. And he would send his brother out to find me, to find where I was at, who I was talking to, figure out where I was living, if I had moved, all the things, if I was dating, all type of things. And goofy little old me thought that was cute. Goofy little old me thought that man loves me. Girl, no, he don't. Boy, no, she don't. That's not love. That's not love. So long as if I was checking to see if he was still checking for me, checking to see if he still missed me. So long as if I was still getting a little message here and there, I knew I still was that. In my mind, that made me feel like I was that girl. Girl, please. Because at one point, I was the one chasing after him. But then I felt like, so what if he chases after me? Maybe it serves him right if he chases after me a little bit. And until I just got annoyed and I actually started doing some of the internal work and addressing why I was even dealing with that man in the first place. He was emotionally unavailable. And he was what I would call a breadcrumber. So he would give me just enough to get me hooked and then have me spiraling, wondering why he being inconsistent when he's shown me that he's inconsistent from the start. And I'm like, if I could just, show him that I'm just worth it. I'm just that girl. I'm over here trying to prove myself to somebody. Stop trying to prove yourself to somebody who does not care. They don't care. And so then I'm doing some of that good old internal work. I started healing. And it's something about when you actually heal. I'm not talking about the type of healing where you go and you posting all them little subliminal memes and stuff on Instagram, on Facebook, all of that to just try to spite a person. That's not healing. That's actually pettiness. True healing, when you done with a person, when you cut ties with people, period, you ain't checking for nobody who you have severed ties with. So that's when I knew things were kind of shifting, right? Because for the longest, I ain't need to delete that man's number. It didn't matter if his contact was saved or not because I knew his number by heart, knew his address by heart, all the things. Until one day I looked up and I was like, I can't remember that man's number no more. I can't remember nothing. And why was I even attracted to him in the first place? And how did he even stick around so long? And why? Was I chasing after him? See, that's what happens when you start healing. Sometimes when you get upset, it ain't necessarily at the person. You get mad at you. And I got mad at me because, girl, why? Did you not? I did not value myself. I did not think high enough of myself at that time to move away, to just let that man go. Right. So to the point where I thought, I was like, man, I'm about to move back home. I'm not gonna tell this man that I moved. Eventually he found out I moved. I was talking too much. Sometimes when you are lonely, you start to look to things that are familiar to comfort you. And y'all already know I want to be somebody's wife. I want to be a mama. But I'm not just gonna be anybody's wife. I'm gonna be a wife to one man. Yeah. And so just found myself resorting back to the one place that was the most familiar, that was semi-safe for me to keep coming back to, even though I knew it made me no good. And it was that man. And so encourage you that if you're truly serious about healing, if you're truly serious about releasing yourself from old relationships, old connections, you gotta sever that tie completely. You can't leave no room for them to come back. Cause sometimes when you give folk an inch, they take a mile. When you let folks shenan, they shenan again. Okay. And I say that because I'm part of that problem too. Sometimes I allow people to stick around a lot longer than they need to. Sometimes I love people more than they will ever love me. Sometimes I care about people a whole lot more than they will ever care about me. But at some point, you got to start caring about you a whole lot more. You have to start addressing the wounds that keep inviting those people that mean you no good back into your life. You are creating room for those people to come back into your life because you are leaving open the door that you refuse to close because you refuse to heal, because healing is scary. Healing is sometimes unfamiliar. Healing is painful. And instead of going through that, let's just stick with the familiar. And that, my friends, is all I got for you today. Okay. So I thank y'all for coming to listen to me chit chat and just have a conversation with you all. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see y'all on the next video.